So our last step before turning this over to our screen printer is to use as few paths as possible. Let me bring the layers panel on here, and you can see how there's a great deal of paths. We're going to make really two paths here, one that is red and one that is yellow, and then there'll be no other paths other than that. Now, again, notice there are no strokes at this point. Everything is a path with no stroke to it. So even that yellow that looks like a stroke is really just a long, skinny path surrounding or trapping that red area. So the way I usually do this, and you can do this in isolation, other people have other ways to do this, but let me go ahead and just kind of simplify here by getting rid of some of my instructional graphics. And it's all within this one big group now. So I'm going to ungroup it just for ease of understanding. And I'm going to select, first of all of my red shapes. And I'm going to select any red shape, and then I'm going to hit that Select Similar button, and it'll select all of the red shapes. Now I'm going to go to Object, Compound Path, and Make. Now notice that the keyboard shortcut on a Mac is Command 8. If you're on a PC, you can go to Object, Compound Path, and you'll see what it is as well. So Compound Path and Make, and you can see now that it's compressed everything here into a single sort of red path right there. Now there might be a couple of strays. We'll take care of those in a moment. Now let's do the same thing to the yellow. Select Similar, and I'm just going to hit Command 8, and it's compressed all of those into a single path. So what am I left here in my layers panel? Let's try and hunt down the last couple of objects that might be sitting around. A couple of these are guides that are actually turned, I've got my guides turned off right now. I don't need those right now. I'm going to go ahead and trash those. What is this little red sliver here? Oh, it's the right-hand side of the circle here. Looks like the top, bottom, left, and right all came out separately, and that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and select those stray paths along with my main red path, and again I'm doing Object, Compound Path, and Make simply by hitting Command 8, and it's going to turn it into two separate paths. So there we go. We've got only two paths to make our entire t-shirt graphic. I can get rid of, no, I'll keep that layer 2. I'm going to move red down to that layer, and so I'll call layer 1 yellow layer, and I will call layer 2 red layer. And then if I want to, try and figure out a t-shirt color here, I might put a layer down here at the bottom, t-shirt color. I usually like to leave a little note to my screen printer, do not print. I'm sure they usually figure that out, however. And I can go ahead and just take a big rectangle. That's what it would look like on a red t-shirt. Doesn't look too bad. Let's go a very different direction. Let's go more of a sky blue, and that looks pretty good as well. So this is ready to send off to the screen printer. If you'd like to, you can do a mock-up where you put this graphic onto a t-shirt graphic that you probably pull off of the internet, but this is how you actually prep the file so it's ready to go as easy as possible for your screen printer.